Then we have certificate of origin, which help to determine that this product is originating from this country, either because the raw material is sourced from that country. In this video, I'll be talking about post-export document. As the name implies, post-export, there are documents issued, issued after shipment, often require a destination. Most of them have the bill of lading number, which is often issued after shipment. You can divide into different documents. You can divide into a commercial document, you can divide into financial document, you can divide into regulatory document. Financial document. This will be a bill of exchange, a document issued by the exporter, attached to other shipping documents, sent to the buyer's bank from the exporter's bank, released by the buyer's bank to the buyer, for the buyer to accept and pay, or for the buyer's bank to accept and pay sometimes in future. Now, it could also be commercial document like bill of lading, invoice, packing list, certificate of quality and quantity, certificate of origin, and many other documents depending on the nature of a transaction. So, for example, bill of lading is an evidence of title to the goods. Bill of lading is an evidence of contract of carriage. Bill of lading is an evidence of receipt of goods by the shipping line. This is the reason why buyers can pay before they see the goods. Why? Because they have a document in their custody that shows the shipping line have received the good, that shows the good has been shipped, that shows the good is yet to be arrived or has arrived. Then we have invoice. What does invoice do? It's used to determine duty payable at destination. It's used to determine how much the exporter is paying, importer is paying, or how much the exporter is expecting, and then the insurance payable. And then the insurance payable. And then the insurance payable. Then we have packing list. Packing list help exporter in loading and arranging the container. It helps custom in unloading to do inspection, and it helps importer in unloading and checking to confirm what he ordered is exactly what was shipped. It's able to confirm there's a discrepancy between what is in the container and what is in the document. Then we have certificate of origin, which help to determine that this product is originating from this country, either because the raw material is sourced from that country, either because there is a substantial value addition or processing done in that country. There are different criteria to determine origin of goods. It's called the rule of origin. Still on post-export documentation, we have certificate of quality and quantity. Remember, the buyer will likely pay before he sees the goods. The buyer needs to be sure of the quality of the product and the quantity of the product, so that whatever is being incurred, so that whatsoever is being incurred is not wasted, because we are buying the right quality of goods. The post-export document is required by the buyer's bank to pay, particularly if it's a bill for collection or it's a letter of credit. In fact, in a letter of credit, the documents must comply with the terms and conditions of a letter of credit. Because letter of credit is an undertaking of the buyer's bank given to the seller, which give assurance of payment when shipment is made and certain conditions stated on the letter of credit are fulfilled. And certain conditions letter of credit are fulfilled. Letter of credit is an undertaking of the buyer's bank given to the seller, which give assurance of payment when shipment is made and certain terms and conditions are fulfilled. The document must comply with the LC terms. That means you must cross your T's and dot your I's. You must cross your T's and dot your I's. All right, thank you very much again for joining me today as we explore this step-by-step export process. In the next video, I'll be talking about port-to-port shipment. See you in the next video, and bye for now.